Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla and the new show Overflow, episode 4. So, Mercedes had a pretty bad 2024, but it's about to get even worse. And it looks like Tesla might actually get to India this time around, and very soon. And the Cybertruck has been through the NHTSA safety testing. And Ford has delayed their new F-150. Not the Lightning, but their bread and butter, the F-150 series. And DeepSeek has been pulled from the App Store over data sharing. What a surprise. And the Tesla Model Y is about to blow up as it seems like it will be delivered everywhere at once. And we have yet another unsurprising bankruptcy in the automotive sector. And we have seen the first line of robotaxi code revealing a new feature. All of this and much more in today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So Mercedes had a pretty bad 2024, but it's about to get even worse. Mercedes just released Q4 and full year 2024 numbers and expect both 2025 EBIT and free cash flow to be significantly below 2024. So that is not looking too good when we see that Mercedes-Benz EBIT was already down 31% in 2024 and free cash flow was down 19%. EV sales in the car segment were down 9% and EV sales in the van segment went down 14%. So 2025 is supposed to be below all of that again. So they expect to be down in revenue, down in earnings. They expect EBIT to be significantly down compared to 2025. They expect to sell fewer vehicles and lower profitability and significant CapEx increase. And one of the big reasons why Mercedes is down is because of the huge drop in their top-end vehicles, significantly in 2024, down 14%. And that is really where someone like Mercedes makes their profits. And we all know that China is their biggest market, and that is also why they are hurting so much, as the Chinese are now making cars that are more luxurious than Mercedes old-school luxury. And we can also see in this video that Mercedes can't even keep up in technology that they should be good at. The Chinese have completely outperformed them in innovations. The new suspension that NIO has invented, shown here on their ET9, is just in a league of its own compared to a Mercedes Maybach that has a starting price of over $200,000. So the Chinese love this kind of luxury Mercedes is bringing to the table, but the Chinese themselves have just become better at this game than Mercedes has. And they only made 1.9 million vehicles last year and expect to shrink this year. And Tesla made 1.8 million last year and expect to grow this year. So I guess Mercedes is next to lose to Tesla, just like we saw Audi did in 2024. And since the Indian Prime Minister met with Elon Musk and all the new job openings we're seeing in India, it actually seems like Tesla is actually getting close to getting this thing off the ground in India. Tesla could launch its first EVs in China as early as April. After nearly a decade of speculation, unfulfilled confirmation, Tesla could finally launch its first electric vehicle in India in April this year. The company selected retail location and is hiring ground-level staff for local operation. Tesla plans to operate in the capital of Delhi in the northern part of the country and the financial capital of Mumbai in the west state initially. According to a report Reuters published in December last year, Tesla was looking for properties offering 3,000 to 5,000 square feet of area in Delhi. The company wanted to integrate a space for deliveries and service within the showrooms. But it's not just straightforward to get into India, as the Indian government doesn't want vehicles manufactured in China factory to enter the country, so Tesla will have to import them from the Berlin factory to enter the Indian market. as the Indian government has firmly advised Tesla against importing any cars from China as per a money control report. So the Model Y from the Berlin factory are likely to enter the country first, giving Indians strong preference for SUVs. And Tesla's Berlin factory already delivers Model Ys to Taiwan, so it is not something that Tesla doesn't do, so this sounds very legit. And the new upcoming, more affordable models, of course, will no doubt also be a very good fit for the Indian market as well. So it sounds like Tesla is seemingly following the advice to stay in the Indian government's good book, ensuring a smooth market entry and maintaining favorable conditions for potential future investment, approval and incentives. So it sounds like a brand new big car market is opening up for Tesla already in April of this year. Tesla's Cybertruck has been through NHTSA's safety testing, and Ford has delayed their new F-150. Well, Tesla has made the safest pickup truck on the market. What a surprise! Tesla shows the lowest injury risk and rollover probability of any pickup truck ever tested by NHTSA. But let's hear it from Tesla themselves.
Safety is at the core of all Teslas, and Cybertruck's no exception.
Crash test executed in 3, 2, 1.
Today's test is the first Cybertruck crash test, and it's a 35 miles an hour full frontal, which is one of the most severe crash tests in the industry. So we have to make sure that we absorb the energy correctly and manage that acceleration so we can better protect occupants. There's a lot of misconceptions that this big, ominous-looking vehicle is going to be unsafe for other road users. We designed it to have the crash structure way down low. It's not only in line with the center of gravity, but it's compatible with other vehicles on the road, which means it's a safer crash for everyone involved.
After the crash, we're going back, really making sure that our models match up with exactly the positioning of everything. And then with our simulations, we can see how the airbags are deploying, how the occupant is then interacting with these airbags.
We get that progressive crush, the motion of the tow hook first, and then the bumper as it crushes. And then the next thing we have is the casting.
The large casting in Cybertruck is performing in a different manner compared to your typical stamped steel structures. Typically, it'll bend into a three-point bend and absorb energy, whereas with a casting, it's going to break off into very tiny, small pieces. And the smaller the pieces that it breaks up into, the more efficient your structure is. Today, we're in the crash test site for rollover testing. Make sure we get a lot of data on when it almost rolls versus when it actually rolls, so we can figure out what's the best time to deploy airbags to protect the occupants. We're doing 4 types of different rollovers. The first is a ramp rollover. Then next, we'll curb trip rollover, where you go laterally towards a curb. The next one is similar to the last one, except there's no curb, but it's a soil ditch. Finally, last one is big ramp ditch, where you drive down at different speeds.
We test until failure, and we'll keep increasing the speed until we get a rollover.
So the first step is rollover prevention, and designed in such a way with a low center of gravity and good suspension systems. The second step is rollover protection, where the airbags and the structure of the truck come in. And so if the truck were to roll over, we want to make sure that the cabin is protected and it can hold up its own weight, plus additional weight as well to protect the occupants in that case.
What this testing shows is that the overall design of Cybertruck is very robust. I've been impressed with the way the Cybertruck maintained its structural integrity during multiple different types of rollovers. A typical gas pickup truck is carrying the weight in its body and its gas tank, which are both mounted pretty high in the vehicle. Majority of that mass is in the battery pack, which is down all the way on the floor. It's actually the floor of the vehicle. Cybertruck has lowest probability of injury and the lowest probability of rollover in any pickup truck on the market.
No one thought it'd be possible to build a tough truck that's also very safe, but at Tesla we don't stop until we meet our high level of safety.
Cybertruck's low center of gravity, exoskeleton, and advanced crash structure are what earn it that 5-star overall crash safety rating.
Yep, the toughest truck on the market is also the safest. Not easy being Ford, being up against this beast that made Ford's slogan "Build Tough" sound so hollow. And the Cybertruck is also a safer vehicle for you and your family than an F-150. And Ford seems to have huge trouble with that vehicle as well, as Ford delayed their next generation F-150 launch according to suppliers. Now that sounds like trouble. To say the F-Series is vital for Ford's business would be an understatement. American's best-selling truck for 48 consecutive years. However, the Dearborn automaker might take longer than initially planned to replace the current F-150, which has been around since 2020. Production of the new truck might not start until mid-2028, so the F-150 will have at least 8 years without an update. In a very fast evolving market with EVs and new technologies, this does sound like a recipe for disaster. Those F-150s are going to feel like absolute dinosaurs. And don't forget that Ford is already the brand in the US with the biggest amount of inventory, as AJ also wrote on X. To make matters worse, earnings stays flat even though Ford keep increasing dealership inventory, and as usual for Ford, recognize all vehicle deliveries to dealership as revenue, thus in earnings. In 2025, Ford can't boost earnings via dealership inventory expansion and hence has to cut cost to at least maintain profitability. As you can see, their inventory has bloated to 620,000 units. Ford really seems to be in some serious trouble. And the importance of the F-150 product line cannot be overstated. Literally, the entire company relies on this single product. The Tesla Model Y is about to blow up, as it seems like they are going to deliver it everywhere at once. Tesla really seems to get things moving fast with the launch of the new Model Y. Tesla's Model Y Juniper lands in Australia only weeks after global unveiling. The first few refreshed 2025 Tesla Model Y vehicles has been spotted in Australia. A vehicle transporter truck with multiple new Model Ys was spotted in Melbourne by Glenn T and shared on Tesla Owners Australia Facebook page. On the truck there were 3 different colors, including Quicksilver, Black and Ultra Red. Customers' deliveries of the new Model Y are expected to begin in May, and some autoholder report of June as their estimated delivery date. But it seems like the first deliveries could start any day now. Really seems like Tesla is going to get this new Model Y off the ground very, very fast globally, as we have also seen this in Europe and the US and China as well. And as Roland also made this very nice chart to get some understanding of the launch of the refreshed Model Y compared to the refreshed Model 3, as he also wrote. Tesla presented the new Model 3 Highland on September 1st, 2023. The new Model Y Juniper was introduced on January the 10th. This is marked as week 0 on this chart. Now we are in week 6 and the Model Y production has been announced. Also, Model 3 production started in week 6 after it appeared on the website. I would expect the first sales in China in 2 weeks from now. And then he made this nice chart, and as you can see, after the new refreshed Model 3 was announced in week 0, the sales just dropped off a cliff and then started growing to even higher numbers than before within only a couple of weeks. But as you can see with the Model Y, after it was announced, it actually went up a bit for a couple of weeks, probably because of good deals on the old version that Tesla wanted to get rid of in old inventory. And that is probably why we are also seeing good sales numbers in China for Tesla, even after the reveal, as Tesla Chan shared the sales numbers for Tesla China. And I must say, I'm pretty impressed. They are keeping up with last year's numbers, only a few thousand off, and still in front of 2023 numbers. And this is before the new Model Y hits the street in China, but has been announced. And of course before the new, more affordable models comes out as well. But having these high numbers with only the old Model Y available is quite amazing. I think Tesla will have a great year in 2025 in China. But back to Roland's chart here. After a couple of weeks, its sales have also dropped off a cliff as people are waiting for the new version. But this big gap here in sales that has disappeared Well, some people are blaming Elon Musk politics to be the sole reason for the drop in Tesla sales in some markets, not looking at this and thinking maybe Tesla's best-selling vehicle, which also happens to be the world's best-selling vehicle, is dropping out of the sky because of the shift to a new, a better version being part of the drop. No, it's all just Elon's politics. No, this is the biggest reason why Tesla sales are down, as this vehicle stands for around 65% of Tesla sales. But that will also go up extremely fast over the next couple of months. So, time will, as always, tell. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla shorts. JP Morgan raises 2026 sales forecast for BYD to 6.5 million from 6 million units. JP Morgan said BYD could become the Toyota of the global EV market. Yep, because Toyota will not be Toyota of the EV market. As BYD CEO also said in an interview, Chinese EVs are around 3 to 5 years ahead of the competition in terms of products, technology and industrial chain. Yep, the legacy automakers are not keeping up, and that is why we see basically every week news stories about their troubles. And surprise, surprise, Nikola filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on February the 19th, 2025 in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware. The company, once valued at $30 billion in 2020, and that was before they made a single car, which was insane even at the time, but it didn't take long before their founders' lies unraveled and they lost 90% of their value, and by 2023 their founder was in prison as well. And Nikola faced significant financial struggles, including rapid cash burn, failed fundraising efforts, and weak demand for its hydrogen truck. Well, this comes as no surprise whatsoever. The only surprise for me is that it has taken this long. But yet another hydrogen company failing we can add to the growing list of failed hydrogen products that have gone bust. So I guess Trevor Milton could not out Elon after all. And John from the Silicon Valley Owner Club made a test drive of his Cybertruck with full self-driving version 13.2.7 and wrote, "It's absolutely perfect. Version 13 has been a huge step forward to get us to autonomy. Can't believe we live in the future. The world has no idea." Yes, exactly. Almost no one I know knows about Tesla's full self-driving 13 and what it can do. When this is released to Europe and China, it is going to shock those markets, as for them it will seem like it came out of nowhere. And Sawyer wrote on X, "For years Elon haters have been saying how X valuation has plummeted. Well, that talking point is now dead. As we can see, Musk's X is in talks with investors to raise money at a valuation of $44 billion, the same price he paid for the company in 2022. What do you know? So the haters are wrong again? I am as surprised by this as I was surprised about Nikola's bankruptcy. And OpenAI is considering special voting rights for its non-profit board to prevent hostile takeover after Elon's $97 billion buyout attempt. The board unanimously rejected the offer but is now looking to secure control over investors. Originally a non-profit, OpenAI shifted to a capped profit model in 2019 and is now transitioning into a public benefit corporation. The move aims to split the non-profit arm from its business operation, set for completion by late 2026. And speaking of AI companies, DeepSeek has been pulled from the App Store over data sharing with ByteDance. Yet another big surprise this week. South Korea has removed China's AI startup DeepSeek from the App Store, accusing it of sharing user data with TikTok's parent company ByteDance. Regulators confirmed DeepSeek was communicating with ByteDance, raising serious privacy concerns. The AI firm shook the industry in January, claiming its low-cost model could challenge US competitors like ChatGPT. Now multiple countries are investigating its data practices, while South Korea bans downloads after over 1 million installations. Yes, like I said, DeepSeek will probably not fly too well over the Chinese border. No one really trusts the Chinese, so why would anyone allow their AI system to enter their market when we have so many other alternatives? And the Tesla app update rolled on X. I'm thrilled to announce the very first line of robotaxi code are here. The first endpoint implemented is a feedback screen that allows users to rate their cleanliness of the vehicles and upload photos. The endpoint is named Rides Feedback Upload. The future is coming soon. Yeah, people that think Tesla needs Uber's app do not realize how far Tesla is with their own app, which has so many more features. Tesla don't need Uber, but Uber does need Tesla. And Uber's CEO also said he wants to find ways to work with Tesla because no one wants to compete against Tesla or Elon Musk if you can help it. Yes, exactly. Tesla doesn't need Uber, but Uber will need Tesla, or they will simply not be competitive on price. And Ryan's Model Y shared this post on X. Elon Musk haters really going to avoid using Starlink Wi-Fi on planes and on cruise ships and many other places as well, using the supercharger network even if you bought another EV, getting real-time uncensored news on X, experiencing full self-driving from Tesla? Yeah, good luck with that. Yes, if you sold your Tesla because of Elon's politics, remember you really shouldn't use their charging infrastructure with your new EVs. Yes, let's see how long those people last not touching any of Elon's disruptive technologies. And DOGE has just announced that they saved an estimated $55 billion so far since the election. The DOGE website now provides a wall of receipts about where all the savings were made and the amount. They even provided links to each line item so you can dig even deeper. Talk about transparency. And let's just end with this little video from Fox News talking about Elon Musk and DOGE. That is all we have time for in this news show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, help grow this channel, and maybe even that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out, add some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and access to all my research, charts and spreadsheet also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.